Well, hey, howdy, Cousin Rick. Uh, More of an update on your kitchen cook here. We got I told you the other video, we got the cap loose. I silver soldered the bung in place. It'll take a forklift to get that thing to spin again. Um, and much to my surprise, because of all that gook that we had in there, it actually preserved the gasket. So I think it was just super dried petroleum. So the gasket is good. We don't have to mess with that. And much to my joy, let me find a screwdriver here. Well, anyway, the bottom line is that screw, I figured, man, how in the heck am I going to get that rusted thing out of there? I put a screwdriver on, gave it a twist, and it came right out. So once again, all that petroleum gook actually preserved the threads on the inside. So this is good to go. And I think you mentioned you're just going to paint it, so I won't mess with plating it. So anyway, we got that done. Oh, is that cool? I love it. Okay, now, back to the issue of the previous repair that we had on it. For sake of the video, I'll show the guys this band was soldered all the way around this, and there was about 3 pounds of solder gooped on this. And I took it apart. We knew we could see 2 stress cracks in the lip, but when I took that band off and polished this up, all those blue marks are stress cracks. And with that many stress cracks, I'm not going to try to silver solder each stress crack. Reason being is the way they made this, after they rolled the brass for the tank, they put a crimp on the inside and then another crimp coming out. Then they dropped the end plate in and bent the second crimp over. So there was 3 different crimps going on in the area of the brass, and that's a lot of stress for brass. If they made this out of steel, it might have survived, but with brass, it just popped all over the place. And that's why the guy used such a big band, and it was pretty ugly. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back and I'm going to band it again, but I'm going to use brass, and it's going to, this isn't the piece I'm going to use. I got to use a little wider piece because some of these stress cracks are almost an inch long, and I want to make sure they're all covered. So anyway, I'm going to tin the surface all the way around, anneal the brass so it's good and soft, tin that, wrap it around, and then weep solder in, and that should seal externally all the stress cracks. Then once that's done, I'm going to come back and Caswell this end of the font, just to be on the safe side. And that noise, that's solder, a big solder goop from when this guy tried to repair it. Solder dropped in the tank. But I'll eliminate that when I'm heating this up to solder the brass band on. I'll stand it upright, and I'll dump a little liquid flux in there. That solder will remelt and just become part of the inside. So we're making good progress on this. It's gonna cook again. I know you want to do it original and paint it, but I'll tell you, man, if this was my stove, I'd just polish the snot out of this brass tank and then put clear coat on it. But however you want to handle it. Anyway, that's the update. We're making good progress. Got to run into town and get my brass stock for that bandage for tomorrow. Hopefully, it'll be done by the weekend. All right. Thanks again. Have a good night. Bye.